gets on the go fast pedal, and he pulls as much of a gap as he can from Trenton Estep, but Estep staying with him. This is just resumed right where we left it off, Jeremy.
It certainly has.
Gone straight back to the craziness. David Kolkman still third, Roman DeAngelis still fourth, and Max Root in fifth is glommed on to those leading pack. He's not letting them get away this time.
He's not. Those first 5 cars now absolutely nose to tail. A little bit of a gap back to Alan Metney, but what a good job Alan Metney is doing. Yeah. He's a guy who's only in his second season of racing that I Fly Porsche. He is leading the Masters class in this race, looking to get his first win in Masters this weekend. That's a goal coming in. He's done a really, really good job. His previous best overall finish was an 8th. That was at Barber Motorsports Park in race 1 there. And he's currently running in 6th place in car number 99. That's Alan Metney.
Last year, running in the
David Baker on the outside of Fred Pordad at turn 5. No, that doesn't quite work.
No, it doesn't. And Victor Gomez, who had a really good seat for all that, was going, come on, guys, please just don't screw up my race. I've got a very comfortable lead in the Gold Cup class, even coming back out from the race restart. And Estep again pestering Anthony Imperato, not letting Imperato breathe for a moment in that number 91, the Wright Motorsports Porsche. He's had his hands full, and Estep back to hooking his wheel on the curve as they come through 12, and then opening it up as they go through 13. He's got a great run on Imperato, looking down the inside at 1, decides, nope, that's not going to work. Very, very smart driving from the driver of the number 3. And that's sort of what we've come to expect, especially after a weekend that he had like last time, as he makes it a very aggressive look to the inside, back into that line. Now, drivers, you will want to stay on the racing line because there might be pebbles off of it. Estep needs to remember that. Oh, as Imperato dives down to the area of the track where Hardiman left quite a bit of gravel. Estep follows him down. He
takes a somewhat defensive line down into turn 4, does Anthony Imperato. It's the first time we've seen that during this race.
Yeah.
Inside 10 minutes to go, and that was going to cost him a little bit of time on the exit. There's a huge spin for Greg Palmer in car number 44.
Greg Palmer just had a huge accident where he didn't hit anything.
Yeah, man, that was scary.
He went off the road a la Joey Hand a few years back and managed to recover by spinning the car, coming to a complete stop, and then calmly, okay guys, I'm okay, getting going again. Estep with another look at Imperato. Yeah. This time they're side by side.
Coming up the hill towards he's going to make the move around the outside. Boy, that was a brave pass by Trenton Estep there. He takes over the lead in the Hertz car. Slight mistake at turn 9 for Anthony Imperato, who did all of a sudden just got a little bit defensive, and that has cost him dearly.
Greg Palmer in that 44 is still stopped out on the track. At least that's what he's showing on the timing and scoring. Imperato already a figment in the mirror for Trenton Estep, who has pulled out nearly a 4/10 of a second gap. That didn't take very long, so he wanted to get out front and move forward. Now Imperato is going to have to worry about that 71 Park Place Porsche because David Kolkman wants to get around Imperato and have a shot at the lead and the win in a race where he can say, hey guys, they didn't give this to me. It was green when I took the checker.
Yeah, that was a great pass there by Trenton Estep, and Anthony Imperato clearly struggling just to get a little bit more, get his tyres, Yokohama tyres back up to optimal working temperatures after they cooled down during that full course caution. And Trenton Estep, the youngster, just taking advantage of it.
Greg Palmer still stopped out on course. He dropped his left side wheels off the course as he was exiting turn 2, and then had a huge moment where he's going through the grass going, I got it, oh, maybe I don't. Re-got grip on the racing surface, and that spun him back around. He is now moving again, though, so for the 44, that was an exciting adventure to tell the grandkids one day.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? My goodness me.
So Estep, Imperato, Estep, Imperato, Kolkman, DeAngelis, Root. Sorry, Estep was so far out in front of that last camera shot that he wasn't even registering, so I thought perhaps Imperato had gotten back around.
And he hasn't, because Trenton Estep has just got the hammer down. He's edged out. This is the biggest gap we've seen in this race so far for anybody. First of all, of course, he's Imperato, but Estep, having taken that lead, is taking full advantage of it. He's just set his best lap of the race, our race leader, at 1 minute 25.658.
Trenton Estep is taking full advantage of the clean track in front of him. No cars to lap, which is something that they were dealing with before we had that full course caution. Anthony Imperato now has to use that rear view mirror. He has to tilt it back up sorry for giving you bad advice there, Anthony. You must now use it. And David Kolkman goes around Imperato, but can Imperato do the over-under? No, he does not have the grip. So Kolkman up into second, and Imperato is going to lose another position to Roman DeAngelis, who does a beautiful move down the inside. No, can't quite make it stick. He got a bit of grass on that move, but backed out of it rather than take the 91 out and then incur a penalty. That was definitely some smart driving by the young Canadian in that #1 machine.
Yeah, it was. He could have kind of forced the issue there and perhaps got it tangled together. So wisely just decides this is a long season. He's still very much in championship contention, so doesn't want to risk either getting a penalty and losing a lot of positions or spinning off the racetrack.
The race director, John Maskey, is somebody who looks at many, many things and decides if it's a racing incident or not, but you don't want to take the chance of giving it to him to decide. It's much easier to not do first and then beg for forgiveness. It's much easier to just play it safe. 5 minutes to go in this race, and the last time across the line, Jeremy, the fastest man was?
The race leader, Trenton Estep, has just had a new fastest lap of the race, a 125.456. So we've had 26 laps completed in this race, and on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 different laps. We've had a new fastest overall lap in this race. Now it's Trenton Estep in the lead of this race and making hay. Well, the sun might not be shining, but it certainly is for Trenton Estep because he's out in front and edging away from David Kolkman.
I love this championship. Roman DeAngelis appears to have minimal grip for his rear tires as he comes through madness because his back half of the car was wiggling and now his front wheels were off the ground as he completed that complex. He is still trying to push to get the final podium position away from Anthony Imperato. Roman DeAngelis came into this weekend third in the championship ahead of Anthony Imperato. He doesn't want any sort of point swing going on. He is behind in points Trenton Estep, but he will jump ahead of Will Hardiman after this race, with Hardiman's off earlier on. Trenton Estep, bye-bye, 2.1 seconds ahead of David Kolkman, who himself is 1.5 ahead of the battling pair of Anthony Imperato and Roman DeAngelis. So it is 3:71, 91, 1 and 7. Max Root hanging on to the back of that battle for third. He is only a further 0.6 of a second behind DeAngelis. So if anything happens where the two of them get side by side, DeAngelis and Imperato, I mean, and take sort of speed away from each other, Max Root will be right there as well, in line for his first podium position of the championship.
Well, yeah, he's got a couple of positions to make up before he's going to do that. But he's still been a really, really good run for Max Root, who is very inexperienced at this sort of level of racing. He's raced in Porsches last season, did very, very well in the Pirelli Trophy Series, finished second in that, I believe, and woulda, coulda, shoulda won it, apparently. But he did win the Hurley Haywood Scholarship. That got him into this Yokohama Challenge Series this season. And he's doing a magnificent job there, keeping the pressure on Roman DeAngelis, who's already, of course, a race winner. But a new fastest lap again last time around by Trenton Estep, a full, well, 100th of a second quicker than his previous lap. But hey, book it. It's another fastest race lap, and he's edging away. But Anthony Imperato has now got that car fully up to speed again, to the purple sector this time around, but I don't think he's going to have any chance of catching the race leaders again.
No, and I do apologize. Maxwell Root got a podium in his first ever race at Sebring. He did finish third, as Bill Smith has gone for a spin around the backside of the course in the orange number 42 machine. He was looking good for a gold category podium. It's still Victor Gomez who leads in that class, but now it is ahead of the 5 of Rob Ferriol, and then in third, Kurt Fazekas in that number 52. He's doing the ninja thing today, Jeremy. He's just sneaking up on them.
That's right, and he is doing a fine job there. Change of position, by the way, for 6th position. Jeff Boss has managed to find a way past Alan Metney finally a couple of laps ago. He's now edging clear, so Jeff Boss making a return to racing this year after an absence of well, a long time. Yeah, since he last raced. Actually, his last race prior to this season was in an IndyCar, a Champ Car at Surfers Paradise, all the way back
2003, was it? With Dale Coyne.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been quite a long time for him, but we should mention.
He did a 6th place finish at Sebring, so he's looking to match that here this weekend. New fastest lap, by the way, by our race leader, Trenton Estep in car number 3.
And our Masters class category is led by Alan Metney ahead of Charlie Luck, ahead of Mark Vame. The three of them separated by less than 5 seconds, so that is still up for grabs realistically. Trenton Estep, the leader, 2.5 seconds, sees the white flag and is beginning his last lap with fewer than 55 seconds remaining in this race. This is it, just focus forward. Looks pretty good right now for Trenton Estep and David Kolkman to hold on to their positions. Roman DeAngelis, though, less than 0.4 of a second behind Anthony Imperato. Again, for Anthony, this is going to be sustain the pressure, because if you want that podium, son, you're going to have to work for it. Roman is hungry for points. Alan Metney, Charlie Luck, Mark Vame. I'm surprised at Mark Vame, actually, Jeremy. He was so good in every practice session. For him to be back in third, he's going to want to look at the data and do something different for tomorrow's race. In gold, Victor Gomez should have no pressure for the remainder of this lap, as Trenton Estep can look forward. He can look in his mirror. He's not going to see headlights. He has that much of a lead. And for Trenton Estep, what a drive. He's
not letting up either. He's just got the purple middle sector in his racetrack. Track fastest of all then during this race. Trenton Estep, just 1 corner to go now.
Oh my goodness. Trenton Estep, our first repeat winner of the year, takes round 1 of the IMSA Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge USA by Yokohama here in Mid-Ohio. Second place goes to the number 71 of David Kolkman. And in third, he does hang on for it, our pole sitter, the number 91 of Anthony Imperato. Fourth will be Roman DeAngelis, but it is the 25, Victor Gomez IV, who is the winner in the Gold Cup category. He's ahead of Rob Ferriol, who we're waiting to cross the start-finish line now. And then Kurt Vizikis will bring his Purple Beast home in third. There was a spinner right at the end of the lap.
I thought I heard that. To Fred Cordad, right at the final corner.
Right in front of us.
Yeah, and lost 10th position there.
He did. For the Platinum Masters class, congratulations goes out to Alan Metney in the number 99. He takes the win ahead of Charlie Luck. So that means Luck's finishes this year did not start